Okay, yeah, I'm ready. All right, so it's 6:07 and we're going to call to order the Berlin Planning and Zoning meeting. Today is March 5th, and I will ask everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you.
It stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. And now we'll do the roll call. Maureen?
Danzig here. Bill Miller.
Here.
Ann Dorsey. Here. Ken Zigma.
Here.
Brian Rogan.
Here.
He remote. Scott Hamill is trying to join remote, as we understand. Chairman Deely.
Here.
Alternate George Miller.
Here.
Alternate John Dyken.
Here.
Alternate Steve Biella Jr.
Who is
Was not.
absent? I don't know. He's not on yet either. Okay, all right. Thank you, Maureen. All righty, excellent. All right, so approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the February 5th minutes? And we have any corrections?
I reviewed them and have no comments, but we'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, motion by Ms. Jorsey. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Daly. Further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, so moved. February 19th. Now, I was not here, but I did review the tape of the meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look at the 19th of February? Are there any corrections? Hearing none, or
I didn't note any corrections needed. I'll make a motion to approve.
motion by Ms. Jorsey. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Daly. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? I will abstain from voting on them, even though I looked at it. I think that probably, okay. Oh, that's right, you weren't here. Oh, okay.
19th, you were here.
Yeah, you were.
No.
Yeah,
You were seated.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
abstained from part of it. You were here.
okay. It's that time travel he does sometimes, it gets to him.
Oh my God.
So, okay,
They actually have two initial.
okay. Receipt of the new applications and scheduling of public hearings as required. Oh, wait a minute, there's something I wanted to read into the record after the approval of minutes, if you don't mind. The Town of Berlin Planning and Zoning Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals have been made aware of a nationwide scam targeting land use applicants. Scammers are requesting large wire transfer payments for application fees. We have never requested payment via wire transfer, and we do not accept payments online. All payments must be made directly to the department by check to the Town of Berlin here in Connecticut, or payment by cash. Please contact the Planning and Zoning Department with any questions about the application fees. They can be reached at 860-828-7066. If you have received a suspicious message, do not respond, but report it to our staff immediately. Thank you.
Well, that's an unfortunate announcement.
Yeah, well,
Lot of towns.
Sign of the times.
And we just recently, over the last several weeks, have gotten notices from, or questions from applicants. I think it's up to $3,500, these fees.
whoa.
To transfer.
It must be going to some data miner in Somalia, huh? Yeah.
I guess worth it to, we don't know, like, it hasn't been figured out by at least the planners where the source is. It's probably just agendas and then looking up the people.
Oh, sure.
Some people have written, some towns started redacting names, or email addresses and whatnot, and that didn't seem to curb the problem either. They're still doing that, but they've been the source.
Yeah.
Are able to digital.
Yep.
digital stuff.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll all pay attention. All righty. Receipt of new applications and scheduling of public hearings as required or necessary. Item A is a subdivision with a special permit and site plan application of Kevin Bundy Budney for a two-lot subdivision at 3 Ledge Drive, MBL 10-2-132-2C in the R21 zone. I guess you're suggesting that we open this April 25th?
No, it has to be open by April 25th. The suggested date is April 9th.
April 9th, okay.
I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing for April 9th.
Motion by Ms. Jorsey. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Zigma. No, that's all right. Further discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed, so moved. Item B is a re-subdivision application of the Kokomo Brothers for a five-lot re-subdivision at 170 Wilkes Pond Road, map 22-1, block 142, lot 46, property of Henry M. Lauchi, Carol Thompson, and Wilma Curran. Lot 46E, property of Candace M. and John T. Curran III, and 243 Somerset Drive, map 22-2, block 142, lot 46D, property of William C. and Anarita Mayo in R43 zone. And this suggested date is also April 9th. Can I just pause on this one, just for a little clarity? This had come before us some time ago, and was this the one where the little sliver of pie, the town owned one and Kokomo owned the other, and they wanted to swap?
Extend the road from Wilkes Pond, they would have had to utilize a sliver or a section from Sage Park. And then they were suggesting a land swap so that they gave an even amount of land. It would have squared up a corner of Sage Park. But the DEP has to approve that sale because of the ownership, some of the funding for Sage Park that's been garnered over the years. They indicated that would be pretty difficult to get. So they withdrew that application.
Okay.
Came back, I believe, and I'm not sure if he got this far, but I kind of feel like we were in this room when a plan off Somerset, which is actually a layout that was a through street from Somerset to Wilkes Pond back when that whole subdivision was being done, and it was a cul-de-sac that again would have required the land swap. So this time it's a cul-de-sac off Somerset that's coming in, and they ultimately withdrew that application that they made for that subdivision.
Okay.
The dead end off Somerset. I think it was because of the ownership agreements and whatnot, because it's a number of siblings that own the properties, and they were having
Okay.
issues. So that should have been resolved because they then were verifying all the paperwork on that now as part of our review, that the ownership, the other siblings engaged a lawyer during that time, so we had everything all straightened out eventually. But so now he's actually in with it. We've been expecting this application for at least a year.
So is he going through Somerset?
Somerset is a subdivision. It's a
Okay, because that's confusing to me. It looks like it's coming off of Wilkes Pond.
It's the way they applied, so we use that for our legal notices. If I have to, probably will change it or say and Somerset. I wanted to make that clarification on Ledge too, because while that property goes out to Ledge Drive, the access is actually off of, and the property's address is 0 Ledge. It's actually, or has a Ledge Drive, three Ledge Drive address. It appears that they'll actually be coming off Weathersfield Road, across from the subdivision you did last 2 years ago, the one that was in litigation that we won.
Yeah.
Didn't settle.
Thank you.
So that I'll probably, we'll change that in its description to Weathersfield Road as well, so that it's clear where everybody will are.
Okay.
No, 5.
Use your, you gotta use your mics, guys, because we have Brian and hopefully Scott Hamill online by now. So I want them to be able to hear. I'm sorry, what was the question, Tim? Or
No,
statement?
they said a 2-lot application.
It's Ledge. More lot. They'd already.
Okay.
With the subdivision, because it's not.
Okay.
And
So he's doing
Wilkes
some off,
Pond is 5. I mean, the Wilkes Pond application is 5.
5, okay.
Right, Bunny and Kokomo,
well, no, I know that,
familiar names.
yeah, okay. All righty, so do we have a motion on that? one
I
yet,
will
or
make.
Did I
a
stop
motion-
it?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to schedule that for April 9th.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Dorsey. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Millard. Further discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed, so moved. Item C, special permit application of John McLarney for an accessory dwelling unit, ADU, at 206 Elwood Road in the R15 zone. And I guess your suggested date is March 19th? They're ready for it? Okay,
Preemptively send out the legal ad for that because it has to run. in
Okay.
that deadline. But, it can also be postponed if you don't like that date.
Can I confirm that's off of Percival Avenue,
You look at it.
Elwood?
I'm not sure.
oh,
no.
wait, yeah,
Elwood, is that over by Sherry Cup?
I'm looking.
Now you got me confused. Been on- I don't remember. You got me confused on that one, and said it.
Elwood, I think it is off of,
I think it's near Sherry.
I think it's near the senior center.
Crater Lane,
Yep.
Elwood Road,
Yep.
South Elwood Road. Think about another cross street, it's a circle road.
Yeah, Crater,
Off Elwood, off Percival, you go on to Elwood Road and then
Okay, so
the
Percival.
cul-de-sac, in the loop road of Elwood.
okay,
Thank you.
all right.
I'll make a,
You thought you were.
Like they look out. Have some incredible stuff.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to schedule that for March 19th.
all right, we have a motion by Ms. Jorsey. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Millard. And further discussion, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so
Aye.
moved. All righty, great. And now we're going to move into the public hearing. So we're going to have Diane. She's volunteered.
I'm volunteering.
Excuse me?
Oh, okay, you're going to recuse yourself? Okay, thank you. And so with that, for the public hearing, I'll ask Mr. Miller to join us. And also because Scott Hamill is, yay, okay, well, Scotty's online. Okay, fine. So I was going to seat you in case Scotty couldn't make it, but that's okay. So we have Mr. Millard who's going to be joining us for this application. So hit it. Take it away.
Town of Berlin Planning and Zoning Commission Notice of Public Hearings. The Berlin Planning and Zoning Commission will hold public hearings at a regular meeting on Thursday, March 5th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Town Council Chambers, Berlin Town Hall, 240 Kensington Road, Berlin, Connecticut. Interested parties may join the meeting and participate in the public hearings in person or remotely as provided below. 1, special permit with site plan application of Brittany Class for a farm stand at 56 Homecrest Drive, property of George Class in the R11 zone. Applications and related meeting materials are available at the Planning and Zoning Department, Berlin Town Hall, 240 Kensington Road, Berlin, Connecticut. Remote access to the meeting is provided in the notice, and the notice is signed by Brian Rogan, Secretary, Berlin Planning and Zoning Commission. This was run in the New Britain Herald Legal Notices Classified Advertising on Friday, February 20th and Friday, February 27th, 2026, and posted with the Berlin Town Clerk on Thursday, February 12th, 2026.
Thank you very much, Diane. Okay, all right, so let's move into the public hearing then. All righty. So you want to join us? Okay, good. All right. So, yeah, well, let's just approach. The microphone is a little funky, so I'll tell you, you have to get very close to have it record. And make sure that you please write your names or print your names and address for the record. So our recording secretary, when they do the minutes, she's going to do it right now.
Thank you. Just as a visual for everybody. This is my sister, Skylar. Excuse me. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Do I get to talk or do you ask me questions?
No, you get to talk. We want to hear what your proposal is.
So my name is Brittany. I live at 56 Homecrest Drive. That is my house with my proposed farm stand. And I am here today to ask you guys for permission to please grant my special permit for my farm stand. I have to read off my thing. So I'm asking you to please approve my special permit because my small home-based farm stand is a low-impact, community-focused agricultural use that fits Berlin's regulations and neighborhood character. My property is well suited for this purpose, and the stand is designed to be safe, compliant, and respectful of my street. Avoiding this permit allows me to offer fresh, local produce and products to Berlin residents while maintaining the quiet nature of my home and of my neighborhood. I will only be open seasonally and on the weekends, 10 to 5. I also have included pictures of which comes all the way down here. It is 16 feet wide, so there is enough room for 2 cars to come here. And there's a lot of open space. So anytime that we pull out, me, my visitors, my family, there is a lot of open space. There's no trees here. Over here, it's very open. So when you're backing out, it's not a risk. I have twin boys. We're always out here. I understand how busy that road is. And the parking, I want just to get clear that it is very safe. And honestly, you're only gonna be at my farm stand for anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. It's only seasonal, it's weekends, it's not gonna be high volume, high traffic, it won't. So that is my proposal to you guys. Do you have any questions for me?
I'm sure we have oodles. My question is, where are you growing your vegetables?
I have my garden in my back. Big planters back here that I've already put in. I'm gonna be doing tomatoes, garlic, and flowers and herbs. Praying that my crop grows.
Okay. Ms. Millard, I'm sorry?
You said flowers?
Flowers. Zinnias, actually from June. I
So,
didn't even know June was part of this. And she, June helped me a lot with my garden actually. Where to get my trees, how to grow my garlic, how to do everything. And I had no idea who June Daly was until I started this. And then she told me, oh, okay, that's nice.
I have a,
June has been a lovely neighbor and she's actually helped me with my garden.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Millard,
So I have a couple of questions. One is for Maureen. By the farm stand with the verbiage in there, it basically says fruits, vegetables, honey, syrup, and homemade canned goods. Flowers allowed as part of that.
They're under vegetables. Sorry, excuse me, they're under vegetables. They're classified under as vegetables per the state.
The state defines them as vegetables, so we'll look into that to make sure. That is something we want to double check
Yeah.
for your.
Absolutely.
Second question is, are you going to grow 100% of these on your farm?
The only place I can.
Or you can source 10% from another farm in
No
Berlin
need.
if you wanted to?
No
You
need.
mentioned canned goods. What do you mean by that?
I won't be doing the canned
You're not
goods.
doing that? Okay.
I'm restricted by the state. The permit says canned goods, but my cottage food license says no. So I'm just gonna say no.
Well, I started spending a lot of time on this, trying to sort it out. It's very confusing.
It is.
It's very confusing. I mean, as a residential farm stand, you could can some things. You could do jams and jellies
Yeah.
if you produce the fruit on your property.
Correct.
You could do salsas if you wanted to. Any high acid type foods you can do. Anything that is low acid foods like canning corn or beans or whatever like that, you can't do that if it requires. So, but you can do some, and that's okay. So I was a little confused too about conversations about about the cottage license, and I understand you had a cottage license for bakery too or something like
I
that.
do. I have a
Okay, but-
micro bakery out of my home. I was very disappointed to find that that's not listed, that I'm restricted. It's not in the regulations that I could sell my baked goods in my farm stand, which I understand. My home business will be separate from that. I do want to take this time while I have everybody's attention, if that can be revisited over time to allow for that to be sold. Because as an entrepreneur in this town, And I did bring some samples, have them if you want, of what it would bring for the community to have healthy food, healthy options that's been approved by the state to the neighbors that I already share with. They give
That's-
everything to.
That's not our zoning reg that's restricting that. That's a state reg that's restricting that.
No, it's the town regulation.
State regs say you have to do person-to-person sales for cottage foods.
Which it would be if it was at my farm stand.
Be
So-
manned.
And the health district did, I think, I had a short conversation with him this morning. He was running to another meeting. But he said that, the canned
Manned.
goods being an issue for them, the baked goods not being listed yet.
Okay. Thank you.
So her cottage foods will need to be, the things she's making under her cottage food license, except canned if she follows the parameters that the state has, all have to be sold in her house,
Okay.
not at this food store. You know, or from her house, she can deliver, they can come to her door to pick them up, but they can't be. sold at
Okay.
a farm stand.
I have one last question. This is partially for you, Maureen. Is the permit for the 4x4 stand, or is the permit for just a farm stand that could be enlarged at a later point in time? The reason I ask that, because that comes into my questions about parking. If this was of the size like the one on Lower Lane, that creates a lot of traffic. I agree with you in terms of your road right now. If it's a 4x4 with limited traffic, the road is wide enough, it's got a lot of traffic, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But if this were to grow to a much larger farm
No,
stand,
no,
then
no, no, it
how would we ascertain whether the traffic is too much for it or not?
So she would need to get a new or a revision to her permit if it's bigger than the 4x4, because the zoning permit or the structure
Okay,
will be limited by what she applies for. However, you know, the commission could say a farm stand up to 8x10. I don't know, I'm picking numbers out. My only caveat on that is it wasn't noticed for larger. So a neighbor might not have thought a 4x4 was a problem, but an 8x10, well, now it's, you know, more like Lower Lane, or it's, you know, or like other problems. So she would have to come back to the department whether or not the commission wants the special permit modified at that point. And I can see that over time, although her lot is limited as far as growth as well.
will not be growing.
There will be, you know, they can only produce enough for a fairly small stand. I'd say.
All right, questions? Tim?
Regulation like you, because I didn't know that.
You have your thing on, please? Yeah. Just whatever.
Thank you. I shut it off a couple seconds ago and forgot to turn it back on.
That's all right.
Is that our regulations say it's gotta be 100-foot frontage, this is only 80-foot frontage. And looking at this, as there's only 35 foot to the house. And with the steps on the house, the area is pretty small where this can be placed. So there's only a 10-foot basically from the house to the area where it can be placed, because 25 foot dead off the property lines. And the other thing is that if this structure's gonna be there, and people are gonna come to that structure, does there have to be like a gravel walkway or something to go to the structure? You know, because, you know, do they walk across the lawn to get to the structure, or what? Because if they go parking in the driveway, which I understand there's room for the driveway, you know, they're gonna have to walk to it.
They walk
You know,
back down.
They walk across the front lawn to get to it, you know, or from the street to get to it. And I don't know, you know, farm stand like this got to be any walking path for these people to come to it, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
If it's muddy or something, or,
Yeah, that's just a question of mine.
Can I
yeah,
speak on it?
yeah, yes, of
I
course.
I did get my special permit already approved by the ZBA due to the frontage. My neighborhood was created at the 80-foot frontage well before then the laws came in years later than wanting the 100 feet at the
Grandfather.
stand.
So you're grandfathered in on it.
Grandfather.
If
Basically,
that
I went
goes.
to the hearing, I paid, I did all of that. So that
Yeah.
was out of my hands. So we did the math, we did the street frontage. So the 35 feet from the street, it would go over here. And then I need it to be handicap accessible. So if I go and put gravel, it won't be handicap accessible. You have a flat driveway here, very short grass. You pull out, you come in, you leave. You have 2-3 steps you're gonna be taking. Very important that it has to be ADA. Everybody has to have the chance to be able to come. Gravel, no one's gonna be able to come onto that safely, especially with a walker or a cane. So, no, it's safer to have flat grass, flat pathway.
Mhm.
Taking anywhere from 5 to 10 steps.
So after your growing season is done, that structure gets moved?
Not if I don't have to. It's heavy. If you guys.
So you're gonna
you guys
leave it
require
there
me to,
year
I have no
round?
Choice. I'm sorry?
You're gonna leave it there year round?
It's heavy.
Well, I'm just asking. I mean,
If I can, yeah, that's the idea. If I'm allowed to, if I'm not allowed to, we'll cross that barrier. But if you guys require me to move it, you let me know and I'll have to do that if that's part of the regulation. But if I don't have to move it, no, I wouldn't want to. It's very heavy.
Okay.
Sturdy. That's all special wood made for outside. That's all outdoor treated wood.
May I ask a question?
yeah, go right ahead.
And I just need a little help with your diagram. So if you want to keep it there, how close to the edge of your yard to the road is it going to be? Because
35 feet, that's the
oh, it's going to be
requirement.
35 feet?
That's the
I
requirement.
was just thinking about the plows. They take down mailboxes. It
Yeah.
would take this down in no time.
It's not gonna be seasonal, it's not gonna be in the snow, right?
Well, no, she's going to keep it there. She wants to keep
You
it
can
there.
everything Stand there over.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You
heavy.
could speak.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't.
Boy. No, but it's
Does she have to tell them?
Plows, they plow everything right here. It's gonna be all the way 35.
So how far from the curb is it?
More than 35, more than
That's 30
35 from the.
So that's
gutter.
that's what I wasn't understanding, because that's not,
Requirement is 35 feet.
okay,
Wish I could put it
25.
closer.
okay.
25 feet.
Oh, then that gives me a little
From
more.
the property line.
Oh, no, I'm talking about from the,
25 feet,
no,
so
from the road, from the road.
the road adds even more, because.
How far is the front from the road? The front of the farm stand to the road?
5 feet.
Okay, all right, okay, that's the answer. As far as it being manned when it's operating, will someone be out there at all times?
No, it's an honor system, self-serve farm stand.
Oh, really?
All farm stands are.
Oh, I wasn't sure if someone was monitoring it.
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'll be home.
Okay, no, I mean, in other words, let me rephrase. You're not standing there literally
Absolutely.
for 8 hours, but somebody's gonna be monitoring the situation.
Well, I'll have a Ring camera in there, and it's an honor system, self-serve honor system.
Do you have any experience in this type of business?
Cooking?
Well, I mean, selling like this, like we're farm stand. and everything.
Well, I'm an occupational therapist, so I sell a lot of my therapy. I wouldn't say per se, no, this is kind of my first business venture, learning a lot as I go.
Okay, all right, thank you, appreciate it.
Maureen, were the neighbors notified of this
The lady of-
application?
Mailing to, she had to do a mailing for a variance to start with.
Mhm.
So the variance application that she was granted for the 80 feet of frontage was a public hearing as well. That
Mhm.
is a 250-foot requirement, neighbors, and then the special permit is a 500-foot
Mhm.
requirement. It was a couple of pages of certificate.
88 neighbors, all stamps. Written
I just,
and
I
written.
wanted to make sure for the record. That's why I asked the planner the record.
Come into the office to look at the application or call to ask questions.
Mhm.
No feedback from them. They just, and clearly not joining the meeting.
Well, okay,
Because
yeah,
I
because
give
we're
them
gonna
food
go
for the last
to,
year.
yeah, because we'll go
All very
to,
aware.
Just say,
Do have,
okay.
she,
Oh, no, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think there is some maybe there is a little bit of confusion. I mean, so I guess another question would be like, well, how's payment gonna work?
Well, there's going to be a cash box, and then I'll have my QR code so people can just pay on the QR code or cash box.
maybe when I heard the word man, you were referring to something else. I get what you're saying. Obviously, no one expects you to be out there all the time, but it's just, we don't want something out there, with food on it and money. I mean, that I might
a
be
lock-
asking for trouble. Yeah.
Lockbox, I have a security system, and there'll be QR payment.
All right.
That's how everybody pays nowadays.
Okay, great, thanks.
All right, George,
Just
yes.
from my perspective, what I heard, it's like, so if she were allowed to sell her baked goods, which is a cottage food license, it has to be face to face. It would have to be manned in that,
Gotcha.
in that
Oh,
regard.
yeah, yeah.
No, the cottage food license, it doesn't have to be, you're just handing it to them. You could do pre-orders and leave
Well,
your,
it doesn't have to be manned, but it has to be face to face handoff. You can't
kind of,
do
you
it via
can
an
do
hon-
pre-orders and
you
pick up.
can't do it via an honor system. You can't walk up to
They
your,
pre-order and prepay, yes, you can.
oh, okay.
But don't they have to go into your house to pick up the
Pay online,
product?
guys. You
What
pay
I-
everything
No,
online.
no,
You
I'm
order
asking-
online, you pay.
So
It's got to be a
okay,
face interaction.
time out,
Instead of
because I don't,
the order
Yeah, that's
that's
what-
paid for.
you don't want the minutes to
Went to
get muddied. I don't want the minutes to get muddied here. No, that's okay, because I know everyone has valid questions, and I want to hear them all, and I'm sure she does too. But my question is, your cottage license or whatever for the baked goods says that you're handling that inside your house.
I cook everything in my house.
Okay, so if I were to buy wonderful bread, so I pay online and I tell you I'm going to come by, so I go to your house, I go into your house, no,
Not legally, for safety purposes, you do not have to.
or the
Come off your
door.
Property, and they leave it outside on a table for you. You either pay at the time of an order online. I'll take online orders. Or when you want to pick it up, you let me know. I go outside, but stay for cash, because I understand people still like to pay with cash. So I do both options. To not be
Okay.
discriminatory towards everybody.
No,
So I
no,
fit in all ages.
yeah, okay. All right, I know everyone's got questions. Go, Tim.
One other thing. The applicant keeps on saying the structure's going to be 35 feet away from the front. Okay, if it is, that means it's 5 feet away from the house.
I don't understand.
Okay,
No, so
and the map here that's drawn's got it 25 foot from the road and 25 foot from the edge of the property.
the question that was answered before with those distances was from the pavement. The question was how far from the pavement? And
Right.
that's 35 feet, but the property line is back 35 feet from the house. The house is 45 feet probably from pavement.
I think 25 is a requirement and she's even farther back than that.
I'm just looking at,
Was the pavement versus the property line?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you now. I just looking at the map and know what the map's showing what 35 feet is,
property line.
Yeah.
GIS measurement we were talking about is from the pavement line as opposed to the property line.
Okay.
I have another question, if someone else wants to jump ahead.
Well, you know what, let me go online because I see all these hands waving. So I know Scott Hamill has a question. I think Brian Rogan has a question. So guys, take it away. One of you. All right, Scott, you want to go first? Scott, do you have a question? All right, you're muted. You have to unmute, Scott. Okay, Scotty, we still can't hear you. So now I'm going to go to Brian Rogan. And Brian, do you have any questions or concerns as we're in the public?
I have a couple comments. First, I'd like to
Okay,
give the applicant accolades because I feel like this is something that most people would just go ahead and do. So I appreciate her coming before the commission.
Thank you.
And yeah, my other thought is, as much as I appreciate that, I don't know if the language works correctly because a farm stand should be attached to a farm, and this is just it's more of just a backyard garden stand. So I don't know how that plays into it.
So can I answer that question?
yeah, please,
So
Maureen.
Farm stand is different from a farm store. A farm store is generally at our larger farms and has different criteria. The farm stand itself is for hobby farms and those can be on small lots. And they're allowed in the R11 zone.
as a special permit.
Under a special permit.
Okay, wonderful, then I have no
That's
problem.
the way that's been interpreted.
Okay. Scott Hamel, let's swing back to you and see if you can unmute yourself and ask your questions, please. We still don't have you here. We know you're there, but we don't have you here. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna switch over to, I know Mr. Dyken had some,
There's a public person too.
there's a,
Oh, I'm sorry, you're still on commissioners. That's.
oh,
fine.
no, that's all right. Is there somebody from the public who wishes online to comment on this application? Okay. I hate Zoom. I really do.
That's why we had to move to webinar from a meeting.
Yeah,
They were a meeting and then the public was able to, now we have to move them to allow to speak.
Yeah, he's not answering.
He's not answering.
The public person isn't answering?
He said he wanted to speak earlier and I said during public comment, but I don't think he's.
Oh, okay, so still nothing yet. So ask Scott Hamel one more time. Do you have any questions or comments, Scotty? All right, so now we're gonna turn to, I guess, Mr. Dyken. I kind of shut you off and.
No, it's okay, unless if someone else has something that we want to say. So, I mean, you expect this to be a fairly busy enterprise. Okay, how many people do you expect a week? Or every weekend, I should say.
Only gonna be the weekends, and I serve my neighborhood all the time, so a couple people an hour.
All right. Are you have a registered business associated with this, or is this just more like you're a sole proprietor?
Stand per se. I do have my cottage license bakery that I bake out of my house, and I do serve the community with that. The farm stand was in hopes of keeping the money in Berlin.
Yeah, I mean,
Bringing the neighborhood together, bringing people together, because this is what people are doing now.
I mean, you have business invitees coming onto your property, so that's,
Free orders. That
Yeah.
order and come and pick up.
yeah, I mean, did you have liability insurance in place?
But if I get permitted,
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
if I get permitted, I will
You
get.
don't wanna, yeah, okay, thank you.
Risky.
All right,
Too hard on that.
good answer.
Okay. Diane, okay.
John took my question.
Oh, no.
We all were.
Jeez, it's that Vulcan
took mine
mind.
before.
No, yeah.
But on the subject of insurance, I see in the paperwork that there's a note that you may need a license for honey or maple syrup. Is that part of your plan to be selling?
That was
honey
just
and
made
maple
aware
syrup?
to me right before this meeting. It's unfortunate because I did want to get honey from outsources, but I don't think it's really worth it, to be honest with you. It's very expensive. It's not really worth it. It costs me more money to bring it in, to be 100% transparent.
The comment that I have in that regard is that you have to pay extra liability insurance
Right.
to sell those things also.
Correct. It's
So,
not worth it.
yeah, your insurance needs to know if that's your intent. The question that I have in addition is whether or not you have intention to have any signs outside of, outside of your,
Advertising.
What's allowed?
Pardon?
What's allowed?
So I quickly talked to the CEO about that and it's probably 4 square feet that's allowed. We do have to look a little more into that.
Oh, that's big. Okay.
But I would encourage it to be on the stand itself. That's what it was.
on or in.
On or in the stand instead of not a freestanding sign on the property, because that kind of changes the character of the neighborhood having signs. Her cottage food place, home, which is a home occupation, is not allowed to have a sign. So it would be signed for the farm stand.
Mhm.
I have a piece of wood here that will have a sign on it that will hang right from the stand.
So on the header, you're gonna have a sign that hangs there saying farm stand now open, farm stand closed,
You guys didn't make any of that.
chipmunks ate my inventory.
It depends. It depends.
It is a separate section of the regulations and it does require a permit
To hang,
to put a sign on a property, yeah.
but it's already on the permit. It's already on the permit that you may grant me.
It's not on a building permit. Like it's you go through the building department to get a sign permit.
On the farm stand that I got a permit for. I didn't
Yeah,
have another
like
permit.
Subway needs to get a separate
Uh-huh.
permit for their Subway sign. Starbucks needs a separate permit for their sign, so,
Starbucks is a multi-million-dollar empire.
you know,
Okay,
they're just,
interesting.
signs are separately regulated.
Maureen, just to,
Just looking at that.
for clarification, so any signage would be on the stand
You can
itself?
make that,
Nothing,
the-
none
you
of
can
the
make
lit-
that a condition of the special permit if you,
And what
I
about,
would suggest you make it a condition that, the
okay,
small identification sign be allowed, but no, no sign, but.
I
seems
think she needs a
pretty-
sign,
I
but
don't
what
want-
about
a-
surrounding areas, surrounding roads? Can they have, do they have yard signs such as, farm stand this way or the name of the farm stand this way? I mean, how
Um,
does
if you
that
look
work?
Again, at the farm regulations, I think only farms allow for the directional signs like we have on the corner of Southington Road, there's for Ruby Accent.
Oh.
There's signs for different things, Rogers Orchard and.
Those are state permits.
Yeah. those
I,
are-
I have one of those. They're a state permit.
Okay.
Mention yours.
So I can mention mine.
Well, yeah, I know you have,
Di Maria Farm has one as well, but yeah, those are separate because they are directional signs to farms. I don't know that this would fall under that category.
okay, so I was looking at it more as like advertising, so you have like John's Gutter Service or whatever.
And they're not supposed to have those anywhere except for on the property they're working on. Like we have them, we have allowed them for the time period they're working on a house. They're not supposed to have them up at houses because they're not doing business at that site any longer.
Just clear.
Our advertising signs are on-site signage, but home occupations aren't allowed aren't
Okay.
allowed
Yeah.
signs.
And my recollection is that the town regulations do not allow agricultural directional signage.
Can't put vegetables.
No,
No, with a sign with a thing going, go there.
They're on the state road.
right,
Yep.
right. And it's a state permit.
Thank you for that clarification.
We didn't dive deep on that because it wasn't included. Signage wasn't mentioned in any of the application. Okay, we'll cross that off.
One
That
comment,
is just a administrative permit. If she comes in, it's either she probably is either it meets the regs or it doesn't, zoning signs off.
Scott Hamel has his hand up again.
Thought there was another part to that question. Go ahead.
All right.
so, and just one comment, from experience, make sure your money box is anchored.
We'll see.
Good thing the stand's heavy.
Yeah,
They'll steal them.
yeah, I know.
Unfortunately,
I have a question for you guys. So I'm supposed to just have my farm stand on my front, just there with things, no sign of what it is, no directions,
But it's just, it wasn't addressed here because it's a separate permit.
but that isn't
So you
said
go
in
through
the
zoning.
farm stand. But I also had to pay all that money and go through an entire thing for something that was out of my hands with the entire frontage.
He's in
So now I
Connecticut,
have to do
beautiful.
something totally extra for what I already have. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like that's that's crazy. Can you give me a rough estimate of how much that's gonna also cost me?
It's 30 per how the cost of the item at each, like it's a sliding scale for the value. So, yeah.
Commissioner Rogan,
Yes,
we do have the ability to waive those fees though, don't we?
Can we please?
So for the zoning part, not for the building permit
I,
itself.
I just paid you $50 for my home
Yeah,
occupation
so
paper.
that's what I was gonna
$50.
suggest, that you include the approval of the
yeah,
zoning approval or the sign, however you want to regulate that. Under the special permit to, you can say that's part of this application. And that's the zoning review of it.
okay. Mr. Hamel, we're gonna go back to you to see if you have unmuted yourself and do you have a question for the applicant?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I stepped away for a minute, unfortunately, but How about, I don't know if I missed it or you guys, how about traffic? Was that ever brought into the, I mean, have we discussed the traffic flow there or is it just gonna be stop and go? Cause there's another place and everyone's aware of it that does have traffic, that does tie up the road for a little bit here and there. I mean, have we taken
Yeah.
that in consideration?
Yeah, we were talking about it and the applicant was actually expressing that parking would be in the driveway, her personal driveway. So she's hoping to limit traffic off of the Homecrest Drive and actually have people utilize her driveway.
So can I
Yes.
further answer that question as well? Or rather, not answer the question, we can talk about traffic and parking. So on-street parking is not prohibited on Homecrest, you know, it is allowed. And we did measure the pavement of on through engineering did it, so on the more accurate maps, it's approximately 28 feet wide, the road. For cars we consider a lane about 11 feet. So cars should be able to fit and cars still pass each other. If if they pull up in front of the house on the pavement, there's still 22 feet left for cars to traverse. And it is considered a side street. Well, it's not a main road, it's not, you know, a dead end, but it's considered a side street, which is one of our smaller, less used categories of streets, although it is pass through the street. Another comment, hold on 1 minute. You talked about the cottage food, you talked about our home occupation regs, on-street parking, so, and then I have the comments from, we did get back some department comments since the building department, if more than 200 square feet, permits are required, which I had already discussed with her anyway. And the police chief supplied no issues as far as his comments go. So that would relate to traffic.
Okay.
She did comment, yeah, I think the description did say on street and driveway, but plenty of room in the driveway.
All right.
And then you're backing up after 2 minutes, but you're parking closer if you need to only take a few steps to the stand.
Okay, any other questions from the public? Questions or comments? Anyone else want to address the commission? No? Okay, from the commission itself?
I just wanted to say to
Yes.
the applicant, I know it's a hard process for the town. And this commission doesn't do farm stands, very, very seldom.
See,
So we had to review the
and
regulations too. So we had a lot of questions, because we don't have them all the time.
All right. The only thing that I have is, I just want to reiterate, because the paperwork that was filled out, just to confirm that your intention is only to sell your vegetables
jams, jellies, vegetables, flowers, herbs, they all grow.
and flowers.
Mm.
Hold on. You can do jams and jellies too?
For this permit and my license.
Okay. All right.
To discuss the produce, it'd have to be either from the property or within that 10%.
All right. Okay, other questions? Okay. What, pardon? Oh, yeah, please use the microphone. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
And sign
Thank
in
you,
too,
and
please.
then just sign in.
I almost made a motion to close.
Hello, my name is Adrian Cruz. I live in 280 Middletown Road in Berlin. I moved from North Haven about 3.5 years ago with a small family. We just added a young daughter. I think that,
Congratulations.
thank you. I think that more focus should be put on small farm stands instead of all general businesses in our town. I think, you guys are focusing on the fact that we want to keep growing our town, growing our revenues for our tax base by adding Dollar Generals, Chipotle, Jersey Mike's, Starbucks, moving away from the small farm community that it once was. I moved here for a small community, that small community feel, in a suburban community, not an urban one, where there's heavy traffic, sidewalks, and plazas everywhere. You know, having multiple small daughters, an entrepreneur like that inspires my children when they get older, where they came from and what they experienced as children, when they do it themselves. But focusing on frontage, how many feet it is, I understand for traffic and requirements, but you're also mitigating 30 some odd year regulation. That's something that's not even really viable nowadays. People don't take the time and money that they work very, very hard for to sit there and debate things that other people in the same town go and do with no permitting, no regard for the law, or respect for it either. So I think I give her a lot of credit to give the amount of effort she's done on her own as a stay-at-home mother, not only follow the process, invest in the process, do so for her family and for her children, for kids like mine to see that and endorse that in their own futures. That should be more of a focus on what goes on in our town instead of the Generals, which we don't need it here. This is not New Britain. This is a more expensive town. We don't need Dollar General. We need grocers, more local business from this town. I'm a contractor in this town. I have my own business in this town. I want to keep it that way. It's from this town. It should be that way also. You know, arguing, debating with a potential business in our town about small, minuscule issues that are really irrelevant on a small side street or a small farm stand to make revenue about our town. And she's a grow and scale that to one day maybe be in a plaza and on Farmington Avenue. That's grew from this town, from a local resident. You know, I'm not for big corporations. Yes, I am a business owner, but I am a small town business. I want to keep it that way. That's my only comment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you sign in on that pad right there? Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. So, commissioners, entertain a motion to close or continue, or whatever you guys want to do.
I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, motion to close by Ms. Jorsey. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Zigma. Further discussion, all those in favor? Aye, those opposed, so moved. Now we're going to move on to the deliberations. All right, so for the deliberations, I still have Mr. Millard seated, and that would be for Ms. Daly. All righty, terrific. All right, commissioners, how do we feel about this?
I'll make the motion to approve with staff comment.
All right, Brian, you're making a motion to approve
Mhm.
with staff comments. Okay, we have a motion to approve with staff comments.
Second it.
Second it. Do we have further discussion?
You want to make comments on the returning for an expansion and or the signage?
Well, yeah, because the signage has to be, we just have to follow our regulations.
Like it within, on the stand, on or in the stand as opposed to freestanding, like just.
Yeah, I think that would be the consensus of,
This-
the consensus where that would be on the stand and not be freestanding.
Yeah, I
Or
would
what-
make, I'd amend my motion to include that all signage would be on the stand and any expansion would have to come back before the commission.
Okay,
I'll second.
so, yeah, okay, so you're amending your second. All righty, and, anything else, commissioners?
Only a comment that, this is consistent with the Plan of Conservation and Development and consistent with the request of the, POCD Implementation Committee.
Okay. And I just would like to state that I just want the applicants to be aware that it's not a question of a farm stand. It's held to a higher regard for us because it's a special permit within it because of the size of the property that you have. So that opens a whole plethora of things for us to be able to look at, and we're charged with doing that. Because we have to make sure that all the Ts are crossed and all the I's are dotted. And so what may appear as quagmire, and for us it is sometimes, is something that's essential to what we do here. And it's our charge. So, all right. I just wanted to say that.
One big question that was left outstanding was moving the stand in the off season.
Say again?
Moving the stand in the off season, you had a discussion about that, but no,
No, I would,
you don't want to include it or you do. I just wanted to.
I don't-
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no. That was the only comment I had. I mean, as far as the stand itself goes, I realize that there's a heaviness to it, and that's a consideration. However, I myself, if I lived in the neighborhood, I wouldn't want to look at it 24/7 year round. Especially, no, we're in deliberations, I'm sorry. Only because it would just be sitting there. And it would be an accessory to the house, so to speak. It's like having a tool shed in the front of your house. So I would prefer, I mean, but that's up to the commission.
So if they did apply for a tool shed or they would be granted the permit.
It could be a bus stop in the winter
It could be, but
for the little girl.
it could be, but
Go bus stop.
you would have to, I mean,
Can I comment?
yeah, of
So-
course, we're in deliberations.
I guess from my perspective, given that, all the neighbors were notified, nobody has come to raise any concerns. They're the ones that live in the neighborhood. Given its weight and things like that, I don't think we need to create a hardship for her. So I'm fine leaving it
Okay.
where it is.
Well, I'm looking to see what the consensus is of the commission is.
That's my.
All right. Well, thank you.
My comment here is, it seems to be set far enough back, so if anybody does come into your driveway to park, there's no line of sight problem of pulling out if there's any traffic coming down Homecrest. So I don't see any concerns of danger of pulling in and out of the driveway. It's set far enough back. I wish you good luck with the plows. But I don't have a problem where it's at. They go by so fast.
Yeah, they do. Anyone else?
I just want to echo Commissioner Rogan's comment that I appreciate the fact that you came in to do this the right way.
Mhm.
I see people setting little stands up all over town and they don't make the effort to do things properly, so.
Yeah, that we're always addressing them after the fact because they're put up without the coming here. And then it becomes a zoning nightmare because the zoning officer to say, you got to go take that stand down. You can't have it there. That becomes a battle. It usually goes to attorneys, whatever. So that's we do appreciate coming here. I just want everyone to know it's not against anyone that comes here. We have regulations that we have to follow, and distance from the road and stuff like that. What I brought up, those are our regulations, and we have to meet those. That's our job as a planning commission. So.
Okay. And Mr. Rogan or Mr. Hamel online, do you have any comment in deliberation?
None at this time.
Not at this time.
Okay. All right. So we have a motion and we have a second. So I'll call for the vote. So all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? So moved. Congratulations. Seconded by Mr. Miller. All right. So you're good to go. And just think, if we caught you after the fact, how much horrible we could be for you.
Just-
So
Just the sign permit now.
there you go.
That's formality, sign permit.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God, no.
Bribery,
Oh, Julie,
bribery's too late.
honey, I'm sorry we kept you so long.
Is that soda bread? My version.
Your version, uh-oh.
Soda bread, there's nuts. They put any nuts. The card.
Oh, no. So get her a QR code.
Nicer plates. Everything up. The allergens are on here.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much, Bob.
she has a, wait, don't,
Yeah, have nuts.
Wait.
don't leave yet. You have a Facebook page that I saw. Share your Facebook page information with them.
Make sure I'm on pass.
Yeah, well, we already took a vote. We already took a vote.
Well, besides my part, and I am taking orders, they do serve Berlin. I'm just a mom. I'm just trying to stay home with my kids.
That would be nice.
Good idea.
That's a good ambition. Bombardier. Yeah.
Application,
Follow me, Bombardier Barnes.
staff report.
Okay.
Support local.
Drive carefully
Good luck.
and
Thank you.
keep warm. All right. Good night, everyone. Okay. Well, if you want to, go ahead and you cut yourself a piece. Planners comments. We're getting to the end of the whatever. Hey, see guys online what you're missing? Planners comments.
The planner's comments is, we discussed it the 2 meetings ago, the CFPA BZA meeting at AquaTurf on March 6th. George, Brian, and John, I don't have RSVPs for yet because we weren't here to discuss that on those.
It's
dates.
March 26th, right?
26th.
Yeah,
You said the 6th.
the 6th.
Tomorrow.
My mouth is garbled. My mouth is garbled, Cook.
That's all right.
You can,
You
if you
going?
don't know tonight, you
Sure.
have to look at your calendars. You can email Ashley.
I was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Which is a yes. Brian, I think, was looking into it. I think.
Brian, are you going?
Something in his,
I'm still undecided. That's the day after my wife's birthday. When's the latest I can get back to you?
next Friday.
All right, I'll have an answer for you by then.
What time is it?
It's, it starts at 5. The cocktail hour is at 5 to 6.
Yeah, I'll get back to you. I just want to make sure. I don't want to waste money.
Scott Hamill, are you going?
I don't know,
Come
I'll
on.
get back to you also, but when we get to this planners comments, I want to bring up a point of a question to Maureen.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. So we had you at the last meeting. You said you wouldn't be able to go, but
He's gonna try to go.
depends on your schedule. So
Yeah,
Depends how many people pass.
the other comment is, that this does count as an hour of the required 4 hours of training, and any new reappointed commissioners or alternates need to meet the training hours requirement for their appointment. So a couple of you were just reappointed.
Yeah, I was reappointed.
So you need the 4 hours that are required.
So this is gonna be
within a
good.
year of being appointed, and this is 1 hour.
Where we get the other 3?
Here, there's a bunch of things online that, we try to forward those when we get the.
Oh, there's the CMM things. Is that Connecticut?
The Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, some of their things probably also count. I forwarded you guys the one of their housing ones.
Okay.
That they had for the housing bill, which is what's going to be discussed that night as well. There's just that, this organization, actually CFPZA, will also do training for a fee and come to do training, but again, anybody with your reappointment or new members need to do this.
So we'll have to,
I think you have training that can be
I was
Trained.
reappointed 2 years ago and
you did the 8-hour class. Yeah, you've had,
I've done more than.
yeah, so, but
Okay.
we just need to keep track of it, but I think we have you for the
yeah,
bar.
we'll find an online class.
here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's every other year. That 8-hour class is in 5 years.
Is that, are we in an odd year?
8-hour one, but
Yeah.
so that you're going last year didn't count because you got reappointed. That counted for last time.
So it's not offered this time. Damn it.
We only did it once. Yeah. Some people did it both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
I've
take
done
one of
it like
yours.
8 times. That's the thing.
Can I take one of hers?
If I
Ash-
for Ashley.
Ashley is the keeper of sending the
Oh,
registration,
we're still in a meeting.
just for money down to finance.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's usually roast beef or the steak.
I don't think they said.
So is everybody coming but Frida?
We don't know about
Oh, I'm-
4 yet.
I gotta check.
John and Scott Hamill and Brian all have to check.
Think about how big our table holds if we need 2 tables.
No, we get them. Oh, 10.
We might be.
It holds 10.
8 or 10.
EA members attend.
DBA.
EA, well,
Well, they consider, CBA consider
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then, and how many is,
Yeah.
thinking I don't want to be in the other room, but.
Well, we always get the one by the door.
Closest to the bar.
Yeah, close to the bar, but one by the door.
That's my comments.
Okay, so that's it.
It's something, now we do have to be careful with zoning complaints. I'll just remind you of what Jennifer has reminded you of at a couple of meetings, that when you're talking about complaints of certain applications or whatever, it might be better to contact our office directly so that there's not, and
So if it's something of compliance or something, or a
Compliance,
question
yes.
about it,
question about an approval that you took, you did, and you want some clarification on what it's being built, that's a little different. But the complaints, and that's why.
if
we
it's a
suggest the
complaint
complaint
about,
forms
yes.
stuff, because that is really not, yeah, it's just could create a
It can,
problem if, especially for repeat issues.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, Scotty, you got that, right?
Yes, I got that.
Okay. All
I
right.
do have something on that topic. With compliance of a project that we previously approved. Is that something that it's safe to talk about?
Should be,
Okay.
if it was
Just with the
approved and it's
project-
being built.
What's that? Yeah, it's something
It's
that's being
approved.
built, approved. It just got started with the project that with the contractor condos on Forod and Norton. I was driving by today and I noticed that when we approved it, we gave that we allowed for them not to have to put plantings along the Norton roadside because they were going to leave the vegetation in place. And they pretty much, they left some of it, but they clear cut a lot of it to where there's no longer any privacy between them and the neighbors across the street. So I don't know if it would be appropriate for them to maybe consider doing some plantings there to kind of fill in all that openness.
So we'll look to see what the plan shows as far as limit of clearing. I think wetlands had comments on that too, because along Forod is where the wetlands is as well, so.
Well, it was on the Norton
we'll
Road
double check
side
the
with the
plans.
neighbors,
They have
right by, yeah, oh,
Daphne-
sorry.
Well, I thought
Okay.
there was an
They have a
emergency.
notes on it. They have been, in contact with the engineering division as well as, the ZEO with regard to setting up their silt fences and stuff, so we did know they had started work, but, they didn't confirm the silt fence installed yet, so I don't
Okay.
think a site visit has been had yet, but we'll compare it to the existing plan, and if there's an existing trees to remain on the plan, then it's valid to ask for replanting of buffer.
Yeah, because I mean, they
Because
definitely left some
presented it as to
trees,
remain.
but they left very few and the canopies are up high. So
Right.
down low where all the lights and everything or all the activity would be happening, it's clear eyesight through to the neighbors' properties. So I think maybe they should continue their plantings. I know they're gonna do some arborvitae's along where the cemetery is there. Maybe it might be prudent for them to continue that another 40 feet to kind of fill in where they cleared.
Okay,
did a
we'll
lot
look at the
clearing by
plan.
Potter's Field.
Neighbors in the neighborhood are a little up and.
Two of them moved.
Yeah,
They
they
sold
sold their
the
house
house
right
left.
away.
As soon as
They
that
did.
passed, they moved.
As soon as we approved it, they moved.
Madam
I gotta
Chair,
say that. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Hamel.
listen, I have a question for Maureen and I don't know, but when we were talking about that farm stand tonight, what is going on Lower Lane?
That
that-
is under enforcement. It's a active enforcement action, I believe.
So this is what I'm gonna say. From what I understand, they were under enforcement last year and was shut down. And I drive by that every single day on my way home.
Again, this is one of those, one of those that we probably should discuss through enforcement.
Well,
separately.
it just, what I'm saying, Maureen, I mean, that it leaves a bad taste in my mouth that,
Scotty,
what?
Scotty, that's
I'm listening.
something, I think this is something that you need to talk directly with Maureen about
In her office.
in her office or on the phone. Because we're still in the meeting here,
All right. Well, I mean,
okay?
I just, like I say, I'll call Maureen when Maureen's in the office or whenever she
Or
feels up to it.
Polly,
No, I'm not talking,
Polly for
well,
an update.
well, let me ask you a question. And if I call Paulie, who has the authority to do what they have to do?
So I don't have the file in front of me. We have the file down in the office with regard to enforcement. I know he did a lot of research on the property and he talked to Corporation Counsel, I believe, as well as checking building permits. There was a lot of work done. It's not work I did, so I can't answer questions about it.
I'll call Paulie.
Now I
then next week.
get, updates, but not
No,
in the
I'll
weeds.
talk to
I'm not
Paulie.
in the weeds.
No, I understand, Maureen. Thank you.
Okay, thank
I,
you, Scotty.
Just say one thing about zoning enforcement,
What?
and I'm not gonna make a subject or any property. Okay, but the zoning enforcement, years back, gave people a couple weeks to correct whatever the problem is, the issue is. And then went back, see if, it was corrected. If not, okay, they may give them a little bit more time, but then fines came up and the hammer came down, okay? I'm not seeing that, okay? The enforcement, people going out and seeing it, yes, they are, and dressing with the client, whatever. But the enforcement down the road, after the first contact with them, I don't see happening. Because some of these items,
As a result of legal processes and refining the legal processes over time. It's not same as, say, the 90s where it's handled a bit differently. There's a lot of court cases and procedures to follow in order to get to the point of fining that are not court for fining, but going to the hearing officer for fining. And that it's slowed the process. It has slowed the process, and also the number of enforcement issues that do come through our office. We have a lot of, we have a light load this week, but next month, because of deadlines that have come in over the last,
Yeah.
March and April are gonna ramp up for the number of applications you have, number of applications we have for building permits, et cetera. Those are all mandated by timelines where enforcement does not have that same statutory deadlines that we have to follow on everything. We have the, in 15 days, their appeals of their order, et cetera. And some of them have been appealed to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Some of the enforcement orders he sends out, but they also don't get the priority in the office when there's other work that we're mandated to do by a deadline. Because we
Okay.
have deadlines, so if it's comply within 30 days, we might not look at it again for 40 days and that kind of thing. So there is a lot.
something else.
Well, we have ramped up our department in the last 2 years by separating the zoning officer from the assistant town planner, which has helped a lot, but we've had also considerable amounts of medical leave.
Yeah.
Multiple members, let alone all we're catching up on from when we didn't have anybody in the office.
Council, say, listen, you need to hire someone to help these things, because we have so much zoning items now, and the zoning enforcement officer can't keep up with it, okay? Which I understand,
Well,
and there should at least one day a week that the zoning enforcement officer will be out there riding the town and looking what other zoning.
No, we don't police for issues. That's just,
that's our job.
that's the way issues
That's our
are.
job.
We
Turn 'em
are
in.
complaint-based. Zoning
R54 is
enforcement
right.
is complaint-based. Now, we won't ignore glaring things, but you know, it's complaint based. Just
Yeah.
that is what zoning enforcement. The
Okay.
complaint has to come in, which is why I got to talk to everybody about.
Guess everyone here is gonna be.
Even big
Yeah, that's-
municipalities don't have many, I mean, they have one zoning enforcement officer, or maybe two, maybe an assistant. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, I mean,
This is, it was nice to have them separated.
yeah, yeah.
They still have to look at every single building permit
Yeah.
that comes in.
Yeah.
And evaluate that for zoning. We do the big projects, but he does. Yeah.
All righty. Well, it's like 7:22, so how about a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Dorsey. We have a second. Somebody better second. Second by Ms. Daly. Further discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? So moved. Yes.
Just enjoying
Well,
this.
this is 7:22. This is wonderful.
All right, good night.
Next meeting, 6
Good night.
or 7 o'clock?